I need to drill this in women's head. Like, yo, the more money and status a man has, the less likely he's going to be faithful to you. It's a trade-off. When you get a top tier guy, guess what? Every other woman is going to want him. And you have to accept the uncomfortable reality that you're going to have to share him sexually. But if you got the ring, you got the kid, you got the house, you got the money, etc., women need to put their ego aside and understand that men are going to exercise options, especially when they get to a certain point.
Hey friend, welcome to my channel, Queen Allude, where we talk about everything, and I'm Queen Allude. You show me your character when you talk like that. That means you have an evil criminal character, that you think money brings so much power that you can treat people however you want. You are the type of person that will physically take advantage of someone, a woman, and throw money at her. That's what you're basically putting out there into that atmosphere. That money gives you the room to do whatever you want. You don't need morals when you have money. If you're not yet part of the friendship circle, please be sure to like, subscribe, and join the friendship circle. If you're already part of the friendship circle, please be sure to turn on your notification bell so you can always know when I post a new upload. Now let's get into this video. So, this video has been circulating. This podcast has been around for a while, right? So it's not new. It's not something they said last week. And I've always saved it because I had so many thoughts that I wanted to say about it. But I was just like, do I want to go there? This gentleman basically explained that rich men have a lot of options. They exercise their options. He's not the first to say it. And that rich men don't cheat. They exercise their options. And there's this narrative like that the wealthier the man is, it's almost inevitable that they're going to cheat. So a lot of women go into quote unquote high value relationships expecting it and almost becoming sister wives with all the myriad of women that their spouse or partners have. They start to agree to polyamorous relationships or, you know, open relationships, when in reality, that's not really what they want. And I know there's going to be some women that comment that, hey, I'm all for open marriages, open relationships, and all those. It works for me. Turns out it's never what they really wanted. It only benefits the male, right? And I think a lot of men that is not really in the realm or specter of people who are truly well established and high quality people. And when I say high quality people, it's not about money. We talk about this on social media flex culture. We spoke about this in my previous video on just, you know, the rich mindset and all of that. And it's not reality to think that a high value man is solely just money. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that aspect as well, and debunking the myth that high value men just have to exercise their options. And right off the jump, you may not agree with me, but give me just a little while and see if what I'm saying if it makes sense, if it registers for you, right? So in the high value world, quote unquote, right? A lot of things are prioritized over money too. Someone can have money in that world and no respect and no power. Money does not automatically come with power or respect. Before Jeff Bezos divorced his wife, there was when his name was brought up, there was an air of respect and prestige that came with it. It's still there. We know him as the richest man, but it's almost trivialized once you start getting into kind of like the Hollywood-esque scandals of divorce and lawsuits and all of those things. And a lot of people in the high value community really value their reputation and a good name. They don't like for their family problems and issues to be front street. It's not a pretentious thing. They know that their respect and power is attached to it, but it's not glamorized. It's not talked about like these men try to glamorize it on their podcast or talk about it. Those men tend to be on child support. I'm not talking about those two specific men, but men like them that talk like that. They've already probably been married 3-4 times. They're not even in, none of them are in solid, respectable relationships, right? You know about their life. There's no air of mystery. You could easily just find out things about them. They don't have that Denzel Washington-esque, which is the perfect example. You have Denzel and Pauletta, so respected, power couple, Barack and Obama. They don't have those type of relationships to even be giving men advice. You're already training men to start disrespecting women because of money. Second factor that I wanted to talk about that I want you guys to understand is that how toxic it is for a man to sit here and say, It's criminal almost. I would label them as criminals, okay? In my opinion, it's criminal to tell a man, though you know it will hurt and break down a woman's spirit, her self-esteem, her dignity, her pride, her worth, for you to cheat on her and go lay with other women and disregard the vows you made of your marriage and your children, and you could potentially bring her diseases, anguish. She has to go to therapy and just can even take her life. How many women have been so depressed from divorce, from cheating and stuff, they take their lives, or they become the mom who can drink a bottle of wine a night, destroy themselves, can't be the parents that they want to. Although these men know this can be a result of their infidelity, they still boldly say, hey, she's just gonna have to take, because I have money, I have options. It is what it is. You show me your character when you talk like that. That means you have an evil criminal character, that you think money brings so much power that you can treat people however you want. You are the type of person that will physically take advantage of someone, a woman, and throw money at her. That's what you're basically putting out there into that atmosphere. That money gives you the room to do whatever you want. You don't need morals when you have money. And a lot of women don't find the cool, reserved Christian boy, doesn't even have to be Christian, but the guy who's respectful, well-mannered, cares, like, is not, they call them simps if they defend women or do that. They want the scammers. They want these type of men, these dusties that speak like that. They want the men with the illusion of power and prestige, and they don't really go after the men that's really high quality, because I don't know what's wrong with women too. We have a problem that we need to fix. What we glamorize them. If all of us stop paying these dusties mind, they wouldn't exist. But there will always be a dusty woman that glamorize dusty behavior and keep them coming. But there needs to be a certain level of woman that frowns upon this type of narrative and behavior, that you choose to say, hey, I don't like when women are being dusty, behaving dusty, and glamorizing this dusty behavior, which I would like to say with her joke, and I didn't speak on this before, and again, it's no hate, I have no problem. I think she's a beautiful woman, Ari Fletcher, but when she made the jokes with DV about nobody cares about women who get hit or whatever, in the podcast, a lot of people was like, y'all knew what she was trying to say, y'all just looking for a reason to hate. No, there's a certain class of women that have to be mindful of what they say. Like, there's certain jokes you cannot glamorize. It's irresponsible, especially when you know most of your followers are high school kids and middle school kids. And you can't say you don't care about the kids, because they made you. You wouldn't have what you have if they didn't follow you. You're gonna have probably a daughter one day. What kind of narrative, you know? And I know it's not these influencers' jobs, it's not these celebrities' jobs to raise your kids, but parents can't be around their kids 24/7 at schools, on the playground, in sports. A lot of the stuff I was exposed to was at school with my friends. I wouldn't come home with it. I was a perfect child at home. You know what I mean? And there has to be some level of, people talk like that, like I don't care about the kids, when they don't want to hold some responsibility to themselves. They don't want to grow. They don't want to elevate and be responsible for the messages that they put out there. And people, celebrities, fans, we accept that. When you are subscribed to or follow certain people or celebrities that are bullies, that speak away, that are not for unity, that always in the mix and always in some beef and always saying some disrespectful stuff and just in the antics and stuff, you're glamorizing it. You're telling them that this is the way you're going to get to the top, is with this shenanigans. I always say the measure of a man is his mentorship, and he will go down in history and be respected. When you die, can people grieve for you and say you as a genuine good person, and not just grieve for your artistry, but who you are as a person, but on a normal, regular standpoint of a normal, regular person? When you die, can they say, he was a jerk, he threw his money at everything, he cheated on his wife, he was not a good father? Because every person you're cheating on your spouse with is taking you away from time you could have spent with your kids, with your wife, building a legacy, building this whole empire. The real world of billionaires and trillionaires, they don't divorce like that, guys. They really don't. It's very rare. And the ones that do are typically nouveau rich. They don't understand the system. They still so shocked and on a high that they can get whatever girl they want with money. So they lose half of their wealth because of that. Like Lil Wayne said something on the Shade Room last week. Well, he didn't say it on the Shade Room, but the Shade Room reposted it, where he said, I need to settle down and get a wife. I'm becoming too wealthy. And a lot of people in the comments didn't understand what he was saying and was laughing. But I understood. There's a lot of men, once they start acquiring hundreds and hundreds of millions to the billionaire status, they're like, okay, I can't keep having baby mamas, splitting all that. You're not keeping your money. It's the first rule of rich dad, poor dad, right? We've been talking about that. It's not about how much money you can make, but how much you can keep. If you're constantly having babies outside to give all your money to, splitting inheritances, you're not keeping that money. It's dumb. And real wealthy people, knowledgeable people like Robert Kiyosaki says, do not just go around just giving their money off like that to outside babies and stuff, and different women and all of that stuff. They try to keep as much money as possible, okay? And it's not just that, it's, look at what happened to Dr. Dre and his divorce. You got to give half. Look at Jeff Bezos. You think Jeff Bezos now is going to just get married on a whim after losing half of his fortune to his ex-wife? You think they just looking for the next opportunity to keep doing that? And you know if they get caught cheating, or if they're cheating, that they will have to pay a hefty price for it. You think real wealthy people are living like this? People cheat, period. Okay, it's not even about your wealth status or anything like that. The fry cook can cheat because his ego is fragile. He's not being able to provide for his wife or his kids like he should. So he needs to feel like a man, and he'll just go and step out. Come on, man. How many of y'all date broke mans and he always cheating on you? He has the audacity in his brokenness to have outside babies and potentially bring you a disease. How many women can say that? Broke men cheat too. Don't think money is the defining factor when it's okay. And women accept it when they're broke too. There's always going to be a woman that accepts it. But there's this quality of woman that men know I can't mess around with. I have to change to be with her. I have to elevate who I am to even step up to her. I can't just come to her any kind of way. What kind of woman are you? I'm not even really focused on the men. I already said it's criminal to be like that. And they typically, the ones who care about their daughters typically don't care about women at all. They don't care about their daughters. They're usually the ones that are taking advantage of their daughters behind closed doors. It's criminal. If a man talk like this, believe this, and subscribe to this, and don't give themselves no kind of pressure to be moral, no kind of pressure to be a stand-up guy. Can you imagine Jay-Z saying this to Blue Ivy? Hey, baby girl, I know you're gonna marry a rich man, but listen, he's gonna cheat on you. You just gonna have to take it. I can imagine him saying that to his daughter. I couldn't. Can you imagine a man coming to you? Can you imagine these guys telling your daughter this? If you care, if you have a heart, it would be ridiculous. It's criminal. Can you imagine women talking like this? Let's reverse it. If I say, sis, if you got the bag, you went to school, you got your degrees, because we're on an equal plane now, right? Hey, your wealth gives you more options when you look like a, you know, Beyonce, you look like a Lori Harvey child, a Dorothy Dandridge. You have options. There will always be men. And here's the thing with men thinking they have so much options. Listen, man, the options is for us. We choose. You have to court us. Yes, there are men that will always have thirsty women chase them. But understand, when the woman is the one chasing you, her quality is already, you know, I am a strong believer in not chasing men. I don't care what your specific, unique story says. That's my belief. I will never chase a man down. You have to show interest in me for me to reciprocate it. You know what I mean? I don't believe that because I come from a family of men and I see how they talk about women that chase them. They automatically think she's easy, she's fast. But dang, I'm kind of scared of her. I've had men in my friendship groups and family that literally tell me, yeah, this girl came at me strong and she came at me so strong. I'm like, bro, you scare me. That means you have bodies on you and this and that. That's how they see you too. And it's not just that, but I never want a man to say, like that guy, I don't want to say his name, but he makes songs on Instagram, him and his wife, they did a whole live explaining the origin of their story. Y'all can comment their name, but I don't want to be messy. But He basically told her, I didn't want you. You chased me. You wanted me. Da, da, da. It's so embarrassing to watch. I was like, sis. And you could tell she was cringing too because it was live on YouTube. And it's just, oh. But it made a big deal in the Black community because everybody looked at that couple like they were couple goals. But she was the one that chased them. You would never, not me, not Kareen. If you see me writing a paragraph, I seen that on Instagram too. You see me writing a paragraph about a man on my page that's not my husband, block me. Block me, please. Report my page. I have been hacked. That's just it. I'm not a believer of that. I'm a believer in showing mutual interest. I can smile at you from across the room. That's about as much as I'm gonna give. I'll say hi, but I will never ask on a date, ask it to be my man. You let me know what it is and I'm still pushing to make it what it's not. You know what I mean? So we have options because every day, especially if you're a pretty girl, you well educated, you have some clout or whatever, you will always have men that want to take you from your, they don't care if you're married, they don't care if you're in a relationship. You know how many relationships I've been in and men didn't even care? Like, I don't care. They don't care. They'll still pursue. We have options. We just have to pick. It don't even matter what you look like. Women just have to pick. We're the ones picking. We're the ones getting the options, okay? But how come it's easier for us to be loyal even with all these options, even after marriage and kids? And they're telling you this lie that men don't want women with kids. Trust me, men don't want women that probably look like grandmothers with kids. You know what I mean? Like, they're still young, but they're not taking care of themselves. But trust me, that is a myth. Men don't really, not all men care about that after a certain age. If he's like 25 and below, yeah, he's gonna care. You know what I mean? But 25 and up typically don't really care like that to this point, right? There will always be some that really it's a no for them. But after a certain age, he's older, you're gonna expect, unless he really just wanna date young. But this myth that high value men just out here throwing out their money to multiple women, those are men that aren't really wealthy. Because I explained to you guys in my finance videos, your net worth is a scam. Net worth is a scam, guys. It does not mean that's how much they have in their accounts. So those men that can be worth 3-4 million probably got a good $2,000 in their accounts most of the time, okay? So don't look at them cheating. Well, he's worth this much and he's always cheating. Yeah, he's broke, sis. He's broke. They rely on these sponsorships, or they rely on different avenues outside of music in the streets to still get it, you know? And I'm not even just talking about those type of men, but even like the biggest scammers are men that are in business too, that have business owners too. Don't sleep on that. It don't matter what color they are. It could be white or black. They'll scam about their net worth to get a loan to, you know, what does Robert Kiyosaki say? Use debt to acquire more assets, and debt is using credit, using borrowed money from the banks, you know, never just out of your own money. So they'll report things on their net worth. It's a whole thing we could get into. Go check out my finance playlist. But your net worth is almost a scam. It means nothing. Yeah, you can resell a lot of your assets, you know, to get the money back, but the value is already down once you're trying to sell it, unless it's a vintage piece in which you would have to wait at least 10-15 years before it really increased into a value where you're getting more than what you paid for it for. So needless to say, with all of this, that net worth is a scam, okay? Not just is it a scam, but the ones that are truly wealthy are not out here making it a habit to just be cheating so freely and openly and glamorizing it and breaking the hearts of their spouses like that. There are some evil, cruel men that uses their money to step on women, step on children, step on people. There will always be the rich man who even their kids do something at the college. I won't even talk about that with college stories, okay? Y'all know if you've been to college, the rich kid, the rich guy that just be going around taking advantage of women, and his daddy just come throw money at the situation, bail him out, silence you. There will always be evil people like these podcasters that really think that money gives you the right to treat people however. But if a man talks like that, he already show you don't value women. You don't value your feelings. Your feelings mean nothing to him. So why would you want to marry or be with someone who really don't think your feelings matter? Because if your feelings mattered, they wouldn't just glamorize cheating on you. They wouldn't glamorize giving you outside babies and diseases. And I live in the South, okay? The South, the STD rates go up every year by like at least 5%. It's not cute. It's not cute. You guys don't know how much advice I'm giving young girls that come, their lives are already ruined and they're not even 20 yet because they have a disease, because of a one-night stand, because of messing around with a guy with money. Their life is ruined. You guys have no idea. No one talks about this. I just watched the movies that glamorize all of this. No one shows you the dark side of this behavior. And it takes people that really know to say something, okay? So all in all, there's a difference. When you're choosing, choose wisely, ladies. Choose wisely, gentlemen. Do not, even gentlemen, do not go with a woman. If the woman only values your money to where she'll let you get away with anything as long as you buy her something, she's low quality. That is a gold digger. There's a lot of women in relationships with celebrities that cheat on them every other week and they still there. They ain't going nowhere. They're proud of it. Guess what? Because all they care about is money. That's what he has. And he knows it. He's like, I can do whatever to her. She's going to be around. I just got to buy her a new whip. That is a dusty woman. I don't care how much money you have. If you are tolerating whatever behavior because the guy is providing something for you, that is ridiculous to me. You have to have enough dignity, and this is why I tell women, have your own. Stop. I don't even like to go on first dates and have the guy pay. I go that extreme. I don't. Until we've established that you're my man. When you're my man, yes, go ahead, pay. I'll be a lady, honey. But we're dating. I don't want you to think that because you paid for a $40 meal for me, that you have access to my body. I can pay for my meal. Let me pay for my meal, okay? My plate or whatever. Even if it's a $200 plate, we go to a nice place, I'm paying my way because I don't want to put, and it's not independent women or you're not hypergamous, so that's very masculine. No, that's not what it is. These men are on some games. They're playing. They're playing out here. And you guys are not waking up. Y'all not seeing it, but y'all want to cry. All men are the same. Oh my God. No, they're not. There's some great men out there. I know them. They exist. There's some men that are not acting this way. They're not behaving this way. That are willing to wait, patient, love women. Y'all not glamorizing them. Y'all not putting them on the forefront. This is that you guys glamorize, and it upsets me. And I don't like to get upset over this, but it's like there's some really great men out there, guys. Really open your eyes to that. You don't have to struggle like this. You don't have to feel, I don't care if you're married. If he doesn't respect you enough to stop cheating, y'all could have been married for 20 years. Leave him, sis. There's somebody out there, trust me. There's a lot of really good men that will change your life. That will take you and your child and be the best dad that this man could never be. There's so many success stories. Stop limiting your options too. Widen your horizons. Go to different places. Stop going to the clubs to look for a bae because you won't get the same results. Stop going to social media to look for a bae. You're going to get the same results. Actually, go to a fundraiser gala. Go to the library. I'm so serious. Go to Starbucks. Go to the book, not Starbucks. Go to the, it's because I have a bookstore, Barnes and Nobles, right next to my Starbucks. So I always go to Barnes and Nobles and then go to Starbucks to read. But you'll find some really high quality people there. Go to different events. Charity events is like the #1. Art showcases at art galleries. I'm telling you, you'll find some very well-to-do, respectable people there that are, I always say, an artistic man. A man with an elevated palate is just the type of man that really want to have a connection with a woman that wants more. You look at Bill Gates. Even the woman that he allegedly stepped out on his wife with was not some girl on Instagram. It was a very smart, intelligent tech woman too. Just like his wife was into that. He never went after a woman that was just, because you reach a point of elevation. You're like, I'm not sure, what conversation will I have with this girl? She's just gonna want to be on a yacht to show her friends and be twerking on me. Like, what? No, trust me. There's a lot of men that look for more, but you guys are not interested in them because they're lame and they don't want to go to the club with you and they don't want to flex on social media. They want to be more low key and actually have substance. You guys don't want to glamorize that. You guys want the people who just really not about it. That's all I have to say on this subject. I don't want to have to say more, but I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. And I would really want some feedback in the comments. Please comment below what you guys think. I'm really curious. Let's get the conversation started. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share this video. I love you guys. Until next time. Mwah.